This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting. Brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Tom Webster. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, August 8th. First, in rain news, there's true potential in SiriusXM's podcast biz, and the Fortune 500 are buying in. SiriusXM's quarterly earnings call displayed confidence in their current podcast offerings as well as potential future growth. Both podcasting and streaming music are considered off-platform content in SXM's reporting structure, with off-platform reaching 13% year-over-year revenue growth in Q2. Pandora's Q2 profit was $152 million, a quarter-over-quarter increase of 29%. President and Chief Content Officer Scott Greenstein told shareholders that podcasting at SXM is holding stable and the company is in a financial position to potentially make new acquisitions. Next, why concerns of influencer marketing oversaturation are overblown, this according to Digiday. Despite Josh Ostrovsky's CNN appearance warning the world of a coming oversaturation tipping point for influencers, agency execs and influencer marketers tell Digiday they don't see a tipping point coming anytime soon. As the influencer population grows, so does the amount of ad dollars invested in marketing with them. Meanwhile, in podcasting, where the majority of marketing is done by influencers, advertising continues to grow steadily. Friend of the podcast, Steve Goldstein, reports when podcast apps miss the mark, this on his blog yesterday, podcast listening apps have a tough time gaining traction with a graveyard of forgotten apps lining the history of podcasting. Most attempts suffer from lack of brand recognition and reach, struggling to differentiate themselves from incumbent offerings. And now a new incumbent, YouTube, has gained significant momentum in a short amount of time with its massive user base. And in Marketing Brew, how soft is the ad market really? Tech giants like Google and Meta are reporting healthier than expected Q2 revenues. Large ad companies are increasing ad spend, with Kraft Heinz increasing 23% year over year in Q2, and Nestle saying they plan to ramp up marketing investments in the back half of 2023. Holding companies cover the spread, with Publicis reporting a 7.1% increase in organic revenue, while IPG dropped 2%. Madison and Wall consultant Brian Weiser highlights Q1's advertising dip was partially due to unsustainable advertisers like crypto companies and instant delivery startups reeling in their ad spend. Despite all the scary headlines earlier this year, advertising's doing fine. And now for the rest of the news, Eric Nuzum reflects on what makes a good podcast host. Sean Howard explains yield optimization and what it means for podcasting in FlightPath. And Forbes covered a new Q-Code audio drama starring Chris Pine and Troian Bellisario. And I listened to that this week. It was pretty good. We also have a data snapshot this week, and you can find the graph for this and more explanation in the email version or web version of the download. And it's from Dentsu Lumen, and it's a study that reports, among many other things, that audio is the most cost-efficient ad medium. And what that means, according to that study, is that when you factor attention into CPMs, podcasting gets you more bang for the buck than video, display, or social. And why it's cool? Well, I will defer to my friend Pierre Bouvard from Cumulus, who wrote a lengthy blog post about it and brought in some interesting data synthesized from other studies that I think tells a very compelling story. And there's a link to that in the show notes and, of course, at the download on the web or in your email inbox. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The download is written and produced by Brian Barletta, Gavin Gaddis, and me, and it's assembled in Spooler and hosted on Art19. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Tom Webster. Download us again tomorrow.